Good morning, everybody. It's Molly with All Ears, and I just got to Animal Kingdom bright and early for an all-new challenge. I did it at Magic Kingdom, and now it's Animal Kingdom's turn. How many fast passes can I get in one day? A lot of you in the comments said this was awesome. I got 27 at Magic Kingdom, but tried at a park with tiers. So here I am at a park with tiered fast passes to see how many I can get in just one day. Follow along. What do I mean when I say tiers? I mean that at Disney's Animal Kingdom, as well as Epcot and Hollywood Studios, when you pick your fast passes, it's not a free-for-all. They're broken up into tiers or sections. Tier 1 has the most popular attractions, and Tier 2 has everything else. So in Animal Kingdom, Tier 1 consists of your rides over at Pandora, so the Navi River Journey, and Flight of Passage, and everything else is in Tier 2. You can select 1 from Tier 1 and 2 from Tier 2, or all 3 from Tier 2 if you want to get crazy. And guess what? I'm crazy. I could have had Navi River Journey in the early afternoon, as well as morning experiences at Kilimanjaro and the animation experience or Expedition Everest, but I'm trying to get as many as I can, so it's important when you're trying to do this to stack as many as you can early in the morning, back to back to back, and then keep going from there. So I dumped Navi River Journey and picked up Expedition Everest. I'm hopeful I can get Navi River Journey later this afternoon, but I didn't want like a 3-hour gap in between when I could use my fast passes. Just tapped in at Kilimanjaro Safaris, and you may have noticed that the wait time's only 35 minutes, which really isn't long for this attraction. So my first piece of FastPass advice is actually don't book them as early as I do for these challenges. Your best bet is to start them around 10 or 11, because if you get to the parks early enough, most attractions are going to have pretty manageable waits first thing in the morning. Up my safari. Man, I just love that ride. And I always tell you guys to ride it early in the morning, but I haven't done it myself early in a while, and now I remember why I gave you that advice. That's the best I've ever seen the lions. 2 lionesses and the male lion were out, very visible. Rhinos, tons of giraffes, cheetahs, even one of the giraffes, baby giraffes was like frolicking. Rhinos, elephants, I saw everything. So morning, definitely the best time to go on safari in my opinion. Universally, you're probably gonna get a good view. And now I've scooted over to Rafiki's Planet Watch, getting ready to board the train because I'm headed up to the animation experience, which is one of my favorite things at Animal Kingdom. So timing worked out on my side because to get up to the animation experience, I do have to get on this train to go up to Rafiki's Planet Watch. So I'm glad that it was here right when I also... Yes, I am. Hi. Oh, thank you. No, you're fine. Oh, thank you. Hopped off the train at Rafiki's Planet Watch. There are 3 things you can do up here, but only 1 accepts FastPass. You can go to the petting zoo, which does not accept FastPass, and it's gonna be really hard for me not to go pet those goats right now, but I'm on a mission. You can also check out the conservation station, which has the veterinary procedure. Sometimes you can see people in there working on things. You can also learn about different animals. There are some other animal exhibits, or you can do what I'm headed to right now, which is called the animation experience. It's something that Disney brought to Animal Kingdom earlier this summer, so it's relatively new, and it is reminiscent of the animation classes that they had at Hollywood Studios back in the Magic of Disney Animation. We have a character artist teach you how to draw a Disney character. It's about a 25-minute class, so much fun. And I hear, because it's almost Halloween, that they're exclusively doing villains right now, which really excites me. A couple of things to consider when booking fast passes at a park like Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios is that a lot of the fast passes you can get are for shows, unlike at Magic Kingdom where it's all exclusively rides. except for like Monsters Inc. But a lot of the things you can get at Animal Kingdom are shows, Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo, the Up Show. Even this 25-minute animation class is not just a quick hop on and hop off an attraction. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're factoring in your plans. And it's also going to make my day a little more challenging because there's only like 5 showings of something. So I can't just get it whenever I want. I got to get one of those 5. Here's the petting zoo, the affection section, which I adore because you can pet goats and goats are cute. But I'm headed into the animation experience. There's the show times for the day. I'm here for the first class right inside here. Okay, I lied. It's not Villains yet. That starts this Friday. It's only Wednesday. But you know what? I like drawing anything, and I think we're going to draw Simba, which I haven't drawn yet, and I fear I will butcher. Also, there's a goat right here. Hi, Blanche. Oh, she's a sheep, not a goat, and she is a diva, I think, maybe asking for some treats like that. Blanche, as in Golden Girls. Well, Blanche is my favorite one, so good to meet you, Blanche. I just love the design in here with the animals that have been drawn, some of our classic favorites. When you head into the animation experience, they give you a paper and a pencil, and then when you sit down, they give you a clip or a lap board so you have something to balance on. And then the character artist sits right here, but they project his hands nice and big so everyone can see and follow along.
Or you can just put a little mark right below the edge of the eye here along the guideline at the bottom of the ear. That's going to tell us where his nose is going to fit. Breathing is crucial to life. That was recently discovered in a scientific study. So we'll give him some nostrils that look again like hooks or upside down teardrops. And shade those in so he can breathe. And between his nose and his smile, we'll darken in that guideline right in the middle. So congratulations, you have now walked in the footsteps of a Disney animator.
Wrapped up FastPass number 2, the animation experience. Here's my Simba. He looks kind of drunk. I think it's the eyes. I can never master the eyes, so my characters always look crazy. But I really, really enjoy that class. If you come up in the morning like I did, you probably don't need to use a FastPass. Lots of people are just walking in standby for that attraction. But it's really fun. It's relaxing. I don't know if it's a must-do as much as some other things in Animal Kingdom are, but it's a really nice, relaxing, enjoyable, out-of-the-heat experience, especially if you've never done it or you're looking for something relaxing. So I really like it. But keep in mind, it's kind of a big time suck because the class itself is about 30 minutes, plus you have to worry about the train ride, getting up here and back. So I would budget at least an hour to do Rafiki's Planet Watch. Show fast passes, and this counts as a show, work differently than attraction fast passes. Attraction fast passes, you get an hour window to enjoy that attraction, but show fast passes typically give you about 15 minutes, and that's to get in and seated before the show begins. It doesn't factor in the show time. So my class was at 10 o'clock, wasn't over till 10:30, but the fast pass I had was from 9:40 to 9:55, and I was able to get another fast pass right after that. It's for an attraction, so it's fine. I've got plenty of time to get there. Kinda. But if I had picked, I don't know, the 10:30 Nemo show fast pass, I would not be making it. So that's my tip for you when you're working with shows. Do not put 2 shows back to back unless they're spread out by probably an hour. I'm back in Africa and I'm booking it over to Asia to see if I can find a Yeti, and then I'll be done with my pre-booked fast passes and the game really begins. I just got over to Expedition Everest and I'm a few minutes early, but I'm hoping they'll let me in. Typically the rule is they will let you in 5 minutes early and 15 minutes late for attractions. They will not let you in 15 minutes late for shows because then you'd be late for the show. Maybe a few minutes late, but probably not 15. But still, I'm gonna see if they'll let me in about 5 minutes early to ride Everest. Oh, thank you. You may have noticed that the turnstile tapped blue. That means that you are not granted access, and the cast member manually overrid it so that I could go in a few minutes early. Thank you, friendly cast member. But That will happen if you go to the wrong attraction. If you don't have a fast pass for the attraction or you're way off time, it will blink blue and it's up to the cast member to explain to you your options, or if it's just a few minutes early or late, they may make a little magic and let you in. A little tip I have, if you have a bag, I always put it on the ground and stick my leg through it instead of trying to shove it in here. I put my ears in there, but bag's on the ground, foot through the strap, and I'm ready to rock and roll. My favorite thrill ride. I love that one. The best. Definitely recommend if you want to ride as a group, get a fast pass. Otherwise, use the single rider because it's going to go really, really quick. You don't really want to talk to your family. I say that every time on the rides, but if you want to ride as a group, use fast pass. I went in as soon as I was getting through, and I got another Expedition Everest FastPass for right now because I wanted to prove there were some questions in the comments on the Magic Kingdom video if you really could get the same ride back to back. And yes, you can, as long as it's not one of your initial 3. You can't book the same ride more than once, but once you're on 4, 5, 6, etc., you can book the same one over and over again if you want to. So I'm gonna go dance with that Yeti again. So nice doing it twice. Again, I just love Expedition Everest. But after I tapped, I was in the queue, I was able to fiddle faddle and get one for Dinosaur in about 5 minutes from now. It was about 15 minutes from when I was in the FastPass queue. The way I was able to get it is another one of my tips, which is click into the attraction itself and then toggle the little bar this way, and it will pop up with more times that maybe didn't show up the first time. So that's how I was able to get one for Dinosaur, just a few minutes. My plan is if I can get on Dinosaur quickly, then I can get one for the Nemo show right after. I figure if I'm really gonna get everything and I gotta get the shows, I gotta start knocking those off because those are a big time suck. And like I said earlier, there's only a limited amount of them each day. So definitely want to be on the lookout for Nemo, Lion King, and the Bird Show. Right now, Primeval Whirl, which is the swirly coaster in Dinoland USA, the kind of kitschy carnival looking one, that is closed currently. Unfortunately, it's gotten the same status of Stitch's Great Escape, which is like temporarily closed with no reopen date. So I don't know what that means for the fate of Primeval Whirl, but that means for today I will not be getting a FastPass for it because it's not operating. So that is not on my list. Asteroid hits. Let's roll. I survived Dinosaur. Man, that one is such a good one. I've said this before, but it's kind of a sleeper thrill hit here. Everybody's all Team Expedition Everest or Team Flight of Passage, but man, that one gets you good. I absolutely recommend getting a FastPass for Dinosaur. It's a tier 2 attraction, but it's either really popular or the line's not that long. So right now it was an hour and there's no single rider or anything, so it's definitely a must do for me at Animal Kingdom. So highly recommend getting a FastPass for this one as one of your tier 2s. It's not super rare to get those, so you may be able to use it as like a secondary tier 2 like I did today, but I definitely recommend using FastPass if you can. Sometimes it's only like 20-25 minutes, but a lot of times recently it's an hour or longer. I was able to get a Nemo FastPass once I got into the Dinosaur queue for the next showing of Nemo, but I'm running my own race now because I've got a little bit of time before I have to be there, and by little bit I mean like 8 minutes. I need a fuel rod. And there's only one place in Animal Kingdom to get them. It's up at a merchandise shop up by the Tree of Life. So I'm trying to see if I can get to that merchandise shop, swap out my fuel rod, and then still get to Nemo on time to use this FastPass. Just a note, which I'm actually really bummed about, is that starting on November 1st of this year,
Fuel rod swap outs will no longer be free, and they'll be $3 each time you want to swap them out, which I'm very upset about.
Fuel rod acquired. I am scooting very quickly back to Finding Nemo. I am gonna end up being a few minutes late unless I can like apparate there, wrong park, and be there in 60 seconds, but hopefully they'll let me in. If not, I'll come up with a game plan, but gots to get my fuel rod. Well, it looks like they're definitely letting folks into the show. Will they still let me use my FastPass though, is the question. Hello. I'm good, how are you?
Great.
Thank you. Hooray! I was about 2 minutes late, but they still let me use my FastPass, so I'm headed in now, which, you know what, I'm excited for a little air conditioning after that brisk walk to and from the merchandise shop. Finding Nemo the musical is not one you likely need a FastPass for. The show's about to start in about 10 minutes, and as you can see, there's plenty of seats left. If it's a must-do for you as a general rule, I say get a FastPass, like if you're going to cry if you don't get to do it, and then that way if you don't need to use it, you can always change it. Like I could have easily gone through standby and changed this to something else.
I'd like to invite you morsels to a little party you're having. Wait a second! Pardon me! Hello! I'm trying to talk to you.
Done with Finding Nemo the musical. The worst thing about... Oh wait, something exciting's happening. It's Kevin! I love seeing Kevin. People are freaking out, I get it. As I was saying, Finding Nemo the musical, probably the worst thing about it are the seats. Man, those are not comfortable. And that's like a 40-minute show, so Disney, could you please pad the seats? Much appreciated. As I was in Finding Nemo, I grabbed my next FastPass, and it's to go meet Mickey and Minnie over at the Adventures Outpost. This is the only place you can meet them together, so this is a very popular FastPass, and one that I continuously saw unavailable today, but it was available now, so here I go. Hi, Mickey. Oh, so good to see you, pal. And hello, Minnie. So cute. Oh, you like those? Thank you. Am I a bird? A bird might get them? Maybe Kevin? Bird. You think the birds are going to come to my head? I'm scared. Because they're glittery.
Bird food?
I think the birds are going to try and eat them because they think
Feed the birds?
Minnie gets it. That's what 90 years old do, right?
My grandpa.
Oh, great.
Met Mickey and Minnie, always a delight. I absolutely think you should use a FastPass there, and then if it's short, you can always swap it. But again, that's the only place you can meet Mickey and Minnie together, and anytime you can meet a character with a FastPass, it's definitely a win, especially if you've got little ones. As I was in the line, I fiddle-faddled back and forth between It's Tough to Be a Bug and the Bird Show, and I could get either. Both were available, but the Bird Show's not for another half an hour, even though the FastPass is for right now, and I didn't want to waste that much time because I'm demanding like that. So I fiddle-faddled back and forth to get an It's Tough to Be a Bug right now, and this is not one you normally need to FastPass on, but it's on my list, so here I go. I do love this one because the queue weaves you into the Tree of Life, because the theater is actually in the Tree of Life, and that means you get a really awesome view of the tree that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Throughout today's performance, please refrain from buzzing, stinging, and pollinating.
and no chirping. Thank you.
I got out of It's Tough to Be a Bug, and it's raining. I was set to go see Festival of the Lion King, but now it's raining, so I changed it. I fiddle-faddled enough to get one in 5 minutes for Cali River Rapids because I'm already wet. So might as well get this over with.
You're good, you just take a few minutes.
I once again was a few minutes early, but the cast member let me in. I guess I walked faster than I thought I did, but as you may know if you've watched other videos of mine, like when I did everything in Animal Kingdom, we'll link that video for you. Cali River Rapids is not my favorite ride. I think you get way too wet for how fun the ride is. And there's no telling who's gonna get wet because it's a circle. So, but you know what? I'm wet now, thanks to the rain, and I don't listen to my own advice and pack ponchos or anything apparently. So, you know what? Bring it on. The Cali gods actually weren't that mean to me today, which is nice because, you know, like I said, it was raining. I got a fast pass and then it stopped. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. I do see the appeal of the attraction as long as you don't get super wet. It's really pretty. You get a great view of Everest. You go past the gibbons, which I enjoy. If you want to ride it, I definitely recommend a fast pass. It gets pretty lengthy in queue. Maybe not an initial fast pass, but a secondary one. I do want to point out that tons of fast passes are showing up. At some point during my day today, everything but Flight of Passage has shown up multiple times. It's still showing up multiple times, so you could in theory be getting more fast passes than I'm getting, but I'm just trying to get them for everything, so it's a little bit of a different challenge. But you could be getting, I could be going on Everest again later. I've Dinosaur keeps popping up, the animation class keeps popping up, Mickey and Minnie, etc., etc. Everything but Flight of Passage, which I don't think I'm gonna get, which means I'd kind of fail my challenge, but kind of not. I don't know. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. I fiddled and I faddled enough to get one for Safari in about 9 minutes, so I'm headed there now, and then I'm going to try and get the 2:30 to 2:45 window for Lion King again, so that I can still go see that 3 o'clock show. But Safari is one attraction that if you ride something more than once, I definitely recommend it be that one, because based on the different times of day and the weather, the animals are going to do something different. So I went on it first thing this morning. Now it's just rained. Let's see if what's different. And if nothing, I still get to see cute animals, so that's a win. Thank you. On to Safari round 2. I want to point out right now that if I was a normal person and not doing these insane challenges, I would not be worried about cramming an extra fast pass into a 30-minute gap. I would go get a drink at the Dawa bar and enjoy sitting in Africa, which I think is one of the most beautiful lands in any theme park. So again, this is just to show you guys some tips and tricks. This is not how I recommend doing a Disney theme park day. Safari number 2, check. I'm never gonna say going on a safari is bad because it's always amazing, and recently I've had really good luck with those adorable baby giraffes. That said, this morning's safari was definitely better because the lions were out and about more than I've ever seen them on this attraction. So I maintain that the first thing in the morning is probably still the best, but anytime you can go on safari, it's a real treat. And I was able to get the 2:30 Lion King, so I have about 5 minutes to get over there, which is where I'm going. Festival of the Lion King is my favorite show here. It's probably my favorite show in Disney World, and I definitely recommend using a fast pass because it is so popular. The lines for the shows can be upwards of 30 plus minutes, and you may not even get in. Fast pass guarantees that you've got a seat for a designated show, so this is one I say you cannot miss, and I highly recommend using a fast pass here. Festival of the Lion King, what a treat. Every time I go, I have to tell you that I cry every time, and I have to tell you every time that you must go see this show. It's absolutely fabulous. Amazing music, amazing choreography, acrobats, birds, tumbling monkeys, Simba. Just Go see it. It's amazing. But while I was in the theater getting ready to watch the show, I got onto the My Disney Experience app again, toggled around a bit, and I was able to get a Navi River Journey FastPass for $310, which that's already happened while I was in the show. But I'm headed down to Pandora now on that kind of secret pathway that's between Africa and Pandora. It's not like secret, but a lot of people don't use it, so it's kind of secret. Anyway, got one of the Pandora ones, so that's very exciting, and that's where I'm going right now.
Oh, bring it down. Let's listen. Oh, yes. Hey, the Banshees, they've heard you. Yeah. Pandora. Kia Bobby.
Navi River Journey is the family attraction in Pandora, so anyone can ride. This is a slow-moving boat through the bioluminescent forest, and the animatronic at the end's amazing, and it's pretty cool. I would definitely, obviously, say if you can get Flight of Passage, which I don't think I'm going to get today, but if you can in general, always get Flight of Passage first. And Navi does pop up in the afternoons, so maybe get Flight of Passage, some other stuff, and then Navi hopefully will pop up later for you, because I do think if you get a fast pass, it's definitely worth a go. Navi River Journey complete. It is a great attraction. That animatronic's amazing. But here's the question. If there's no Flight of Passage available, do you get a Tier 1 attraction at all? Personally, no. I would still rather do 3 things out of Tier 2 than do Navi River Journey. For me, on my perfect day, I would pick Festival of the Lion King, Kilimanjaro Safaris, and Everest, and then I would toggle between Everest and Dinosaur based on how long the lines are. Navi River Journey has popped up several times for me today, so it's really up to you. If that's one you definitely want to do, then grab that and 2 out of Tier 2. But if Navi River Journey isn't on your must-do list, I personally still think maybe grabbing 3 out of Tier 2 is the best way to go, because more likely than not, the fast passes that are going to run out along with Navi River Journey and Flight of Passage, Kilimanjaro Safaris runs out a lot, that animation class runs out a lot, Meeting Mickey and Minnie runs out a lot. I know, life's full of tough choices, isn't it? To quote my least favorite Disney villain. But for now, the only 2 fast passes that I haven't done yet that I can do in this time frame, I've got Rivers of Light later, but we'll worry about that later, are the Up Bird Show and Flight of Passage. Flight of Passage has not popped up once today while I've been on the app, so I'm not very hopeful for that one. However, there's only 1 showing left of the Up Bird Show. It's in about an hour, but the Fast Passes starts in 30 minutes. I went ahead and grabbed it. I also haven't had coffee in a while, so I'm gonna go get some coffee. If I have time and I think I can get another attraction in between coffee and the bird show, I may do that. The Starbucks location at Animal Kingdom is called Creature Comforts, and it's on the pathway from Discovery Island as you're headed towards Africa. I actually don't think I've ever been in here on a YouTube video, so if you've never seen it, here you go. Guys, I have some really upsetting news, and it's that you can't get a Trenta iced coffee or any coffee at Animal Kingdom. You can only get a venti because they don't have the lids that Trentas use. I wonder if it's because of the animals for some reason, because Animal Kingdom had paper straws long before anyone else because of the animals, and they always had the recycled napkins, and for a while you couldn't get any straws or lids. So they must have special lids, and they didn't make them for the Trenta size, which for my coffee addiction is not good, but for the animals, I guess I'll suffer through only 24 ounces instead of 30. Or is it 20 ounces? As you can probably tell, you don't need to use a fast pass for this one. It's a cute show if you like the Up characters or you love birds, but it's not a must-do, and you definitely don't need to use a fast pass on it, but I did for this challenge. Here's my reminder, PSA, take your ears off at the shows. 1, it gives your head a nice rest, and 2, all these people behind me don't want to be blocked by my ears. So they've changed the bird show. The last time I saw it, it had this lovely Indian girl who had a peacock dress on, and she was the show person, and then there was a bird keeper that came and assisted her, and Russell and Doug. But now it's like a bird keeper's the main show person, and then a troop leader for the Wilderness Explorer troop comes out with Russell and Doug, and there were some different birds. Huh. You never know what's gonna happen. How? Wow. Interesting. Those birds get real close, so that stressed me out. But overall, you know, if you've got nothing else to do, go check out the bird show, or if you like love birds, you'll love it. In total, there are 13 FastPass attractions at Animal Kingdom, not counting Primeval World. That would be 14, but as I stated, that one's not available. So 13 attractions that I could feasibly do today. I've done 11 of them. The only ones I haven't done are Rivers of Light, because that's later, and Flight of Passage, which don't know if that's going to happen, friends, but that's okay, because I'm already doubling on many attractions, and I'm also going to double on my favorite show. I got a FastPass for the last Festival of the Lion King because I like it so much. I adore it, and yeah, I want to go see it again. So I'm living my life, and I'm going to go do that. Festival of the Lion King, round 2. Oh, it's just so good. I could go in again, but there's no more of that, so we're done with Festival of the Lion King for today. If you would like the soundtrack to Festival of the Lion King, like the professionally recorded version, you can go on, if you have Apple Music, Disney Parks or Disney Music has a bunch of playlists, including a professionally recorded soundtrack to Festival of the Lion King, which I do listen to in my car. There you go. Have fun. After I tapped in to go see Lion King, I got another FastPass for Safari. I know this is my 3rd Safari today, but 1, if I'm going to keep riding attractions over and over again, I'd like them to change. And 2, unbeknownst to any one of us, including me, I didn't realize I was going to be conducting an experiment as to the best time to go on a safari. I always suggest certain times based on what I've had, but going 3 times in one day may just prove once and for all the best time to go on safari. Jumping onto my 3rd safari, and I asked to sit on the left this time, so the cast member graciously let me, because I've been on the right the last 2 times, so, you know, mix it up.
We'll get a closer look in just a moment. The hyenas are their own breed
love
called
them.
the hyenas, and hyenas are a female-dominated group. So even the lowest ranking female is higher in their hierarchy than the highest ranking male. It's called a matriarchal society.
Aww, look at them.
Cheetahs also hunt during the day rather than the night, and they do that because they have 2 black lines that go from their eyes to their mouth to help reflect off the sun. Identify the difference between the 2 because males have manes that grow darker with age and maturity, and females do not have manes.
Completed my 3rd safari today. It was the 2nd best. The first one, first thing in the morning, was definitely the best, but this one the cheetahs were up, which was cool. But the lions were sleeping. But you couldn't even see the lions on the 2nd one. So really, there's no bad safari, but I do still stand by the first thing in the morning is the best one. Whilst in line for safaris, I got another FastPass, and I got Dinosaur, and then I was like, you're literally across the entire park and gonna have to pass other attractions to get there. So then I changed it for Everest for right now, or a few minutes ago, but I'm on my way there now, because Everest at night is incredible. I still hope to get to Dinosaur again, but this way I'm not walking past Everest to get to Dinosaur to then get back to Everest. One comment I got on the last time I did this at Magic Kingdom was a lot of people saying that it was way easier for me because I'm a single person trying to do this, and it would be much harder or impossible for parties of 4 or 6. And yes, it's much easier for me to get single attractions because yeah, I am only one person. But throughout the day, I have been checking with a hypothetical fake party in my Disney experience of 4 and 6, and I've been able to pull a lot of FastPasses for bigger parties as well. With Refreshing, I've been able to pull everything except for Pandora stuff multiple times a day with groups of 4 and 6. So I promise you can totally use these tips and tricks to be successful with almost every group size. Obviously not like 20 people and not on Christmas Day, one of the busiest days of the year, but on a normal day, you should be able to use these tips and tricks to maximize your fast passes. Love Everest at night. It is so much fun. If you've ridden it during the day, try riding at night. I promise you're gonna have a blast. While I was in the line, I was able to get a fast pass for Rivers of Light, the second show, because the line literally moved so fast I was not able to manipulate it to do anything else. But as soon as I got off, I was able to swap that out for Dinosaur, which is where I'm headed right now.
Styracosaurus. Not our dino.
Made it back from time traveling, and that Allioramus or whatever eating another dinosaur reminded me I mobile ordered at Restaurantosaurus like 4 attractions ago at this point, and I haven't eaten yet. So I'm gonna go pick up my mobile order over there right now. But while I was in the queue, I did snag a fast pass for the last thing that I feasibly think I'll be able to do today, which is Rivers of Light. I grabbed a fast pass for the later show. I'll keep looking if Flight of Passage comes out, but I'm not too hopeful. That said, the self-imposed get every attraction thing was on me, and I've still gotten a lot of fast passes, so I'll consider this a success. Mostly. Restaurantosaurus is the quick service in Dinoland USA. It used to be partnered with McDonald's, and you could like literally get a Big Mac here if you wanted, which I would kill right now. But it's still burgers, fries, those kind of chicken nuggets, kind of your classic theme park fare options. But they had a grilled chicken BLT that had like little Parmesan crumblies on it, and that intrigued me, so that's where I'm headed. One of the best parts about Restaurantosaurus is they have a toppings bar to top off your sandwiches. Ooh, some sauteed mushrooms and onions, peppers, lots of condiments. So you can really customize your items here as opposed to just getting a plain burger. You can make it your own. Here's my chicken BLT. It's got those Parmesan crumblies, arugula. It's got a spicy sauce on there, bacon, tomato, and French fries. And the honey mustard that you pump yourself at Disney parks is so good. I don't know what it is, but it's way better than if you see it in a packet. Those Parmesan crumbles. The chicken's cooked really well. I've had grilled chicken sandwiches at Disney that are not good. This is so good. Could use a little more sauce. I'm gonna go get some. But overall, a little bit lighter than getting a real burger, but lots of flavor. Love that arugula too. Had my delicious chicken sandwich at Restaurantosaurus, which honestly was better than I expected. Maybe it's because I hadn't eaten all day, but it was a pretty good sandwich. So if you're looking for a good chicken sandwich, check that one out. And now I'm headed over to Rivers of Light, which is Animal Kingdom's nighttime show. You don't typically need a fast pass for it, especially the second showing, because it's a huge amphitheater and it doesn't usually fill up. But of course, I had to get one for this challenge. Rivers of Light is now Rivers of Light We Are One. It's been through a few different iterations, but the current version has Disney music and Disney characters projected, which is my personal favorite version, because why am I watching a nighttime spectacular in Animal Kingdom if I'm not going to hear the Lion King music? Riddle me that. Hello. I'm sitting here waiting for Rivers of Light, and I keep watching the Flight of Passage wait time in my Disney experience. Now, this show starts at 9, which is what time the park closes, so if I stay for the show, no matter what, I can't go jump in line. But it says it's 110 minutes, which I'm finding literally unbelievable at this time when nothing else is longer than 30 minutes. So I'm wondering if I should be a rebel and break the rules of this challenge and abandon Rivers of Light to go scope out if that's really an accurate wait time at the end of the night at Flight of Passage. Plot twist. I decided, one, technically I got a Rivers of Light FastPass, so we can log that away. And honestly, I thought it would be very interesting and helpful information to find out if that's an accurate wait time at Flight of Passage at the end of the night. So, yeah, I abandoned my seat at Rivers of Light. It's a good show. It's not my favorite nighttime show, but I was able to get the FastPass. They were readily available all day. So hopefully that's good enough information, and I'll go scope out even better information right now. Sometimes you gotta rebel and break the rules a little, you know? You have to be in the queue before the park closes, which is in about 8 minutes. So I'm walking super fast. All right, I made it. Let's see if it's really 110 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry it's dark, but I got in line at 8:55 and it still said 110 minutes. So let's see how accurate that is. I'm having a hard time believing it considering I'm just walking through the queue right now. Almost 2 hours seems like it should be, I should have hit a stop by now, but we're gonna see. Could it be a walk-on right now? It's been less than 20 minutes and I'm already in the laboratory, so safe to say 110 was a little over. I just got in line to load into my chamber and I've only been in the queue for about 25 minutes, so safe to say 110 was a bit dramatic. They may have padded it more because there's a special event here tonight and they're trying to discourage a long line at the end of the night. What I am telling you is it only took 35 minutes to get in here, and when if you see the line suspiciously long at Animal Kingdom late at night, it just might be.
Once we match you to an avatar, thanks to a special link chair, your mind will be able to control that avatar.
Flying on its back is an incredibly important rite of passage they call Ikni
Remain seated, lean forward, holding onto the hand grips, and supervise your children.
I confirmed with a cast member that there is a special event tonight, so I'm guessing that's why the wait time was padded so much. I don't think they do this normally, but again, if the wait time is suspiciously long for Flight of Passage, when you're at the end of your day at Animal Kingdom, come check it out. Well, friends, with that shocking plot twist at the end, this has been the most dramatic Molly video ever. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned some FastPass tips and tricks that will help you along the way. I didn't get a Flight of Passage FastPass, but I did get to ride the ride, and I got 18 other FastPasses. Do I count Rivers of Light? I didn't see the show, but I did get the FastPass. You let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what challenge you want to see next in the comments. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net, and until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.